fine. Live. Here. Ah, crud. Which one's which? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am just trying to tidy up my mess. That one there's live. Should be another one live. Surely I'm live on one of these things. 14th. I should be live here. That. No, you clown. You clicked on the wrong one. Idiot. Anyway. Yeah, there we go. I'm streaming. Beautiful. So, doing something a little bit different. We are doing this on a Saturday, obviously. That one. That one. So, really want to focus on trying to smash this out a little bit. But it's Saturday. I know, Night Cow. Welcome, Dominic. Welcome. Come on, Gabagool. So, been working on this last night. I was up till probably about 1:30, just bucking around on this. And so, I just want to put some more effort into it. I really like how this is turning out. Put a very simple material on it. How now, brown cow? How now, brown? Legally blonde? Is that what that's from? Yes, maybe. And so kind of want to build on this. So we built this arm. Now the arm hasn't been rigged, but you can kind of see how I've put it together. Actually not too bad of like a front end laser. I'm intrigued to see how we can build on this. One thing I absolutely love about this thing is, let me bring back the sun a little bit, is this undercroft here on how that all looks. So just adding a little bit more details. Initially, we're going to put some sort of like plow under here as well. That was going to collect. It's sad you know that. Yeah, well, I should be out clubbing tonight. No. So yeah, I want to now kind of like build on this. These panels here, to make life interesting, to make life easy, I'm just going to have them sitting on top, where I reckon it would probably be better if they were inset into it. We might even do that. We might even inset a little bit later, but for now I'm just going to keep it as is. So this is more, I think tonight, I'm just going to focus on some of the smaller details. Just especially from this image that we create, well, that I created just before. I want to take some of kind of like those ideas and then build up on it. But when I saw it pop up on YouTube, I cancelled my plans. I'm going to say that's a good decision. I was never the one for really hitting the town. Never interests me. Okay. But I'm glad. Welcome. So yeah, so this is just kind of like some of the ideas that I've been thinking about and just want to build on it, especially after last night and, you know, just having time to sit down and do this. I was in my Discord for a little bit, but no one came past, so I jumped over into the Blender Discord and was just chilling out there for a little bit. I don't know, met some interesting people, might we just say. Screencast keys, turn that on, Marco, come on. And with that selected, I'm just going to get rid of the bevel. And then, yeah, let's kind of go GX -1, GZ, and we'll bring that up. Let's go like that. And then we're going to go light _ orange. Might as well start putting in some of the details, just to see how it's actually going to evolve. Principle, change you to a Michon. I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening so far. I'm too old to go dancing now. Yeah, my knees are cooked. I actually kind of want to go for a run. Hey, there we go. Lucas, how you doing? Looks like Dynamo. Yeah. Is this a cross stream? Is this YouTube? Yes, I'm on YouTube as well. Pretty sure I followed you while you weren't live. So I'm going to do it myself. Seems like a great niche. There's a lot of people doing this now, which is fantastic. And there's lots of people who are way better than me. But I'm going to continue to give it a crack. And yeah, so recently completed an animated short film. Whoops. Which is good. Now that's kind of given me a little bit of oomph to start going again. And to see if I can do the next one. Just trying to work out what is the next one. Like, I've got the web series, but you know what? It's just the web series just... I don't know. It's not like... I'm not feeling it as well as I hoped. So I will put a pause on it. Even though... Shift N. Really? What? Shift N? Bizarre. Bizarre. Dalinar. Yeah. So now it's kind of like trying to work backwards and build up a little bit. That's not too bad. Oh, I like how it's done that. No, it's a little bit weird. Luca, welcome. Or Lucas. But yeah, there we go. No. Just search on YouTube. The link couldn't be clicked. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, so I've got a horizontal and a vertical stream going at the same time. I will check that. Okay, let's pull this in because I reckon that these panels need to be smaller. Oh, that's why that one's sticking out so much. Ugh. Maybe we split this one. Right click, subdivide, here, and we do a B. Delete faces. And then now I can grab this and this, GX, and just push it in a bit. Nice! And there we go. Lucas, welcome to the stream. Same exemplar person on the Switch. Oh, okay. Delightful. Not the biggest fan of what's going on here. So, how can we change this? I reckon what we could do is... I mean, technically what we could do is put a shrink wrap modifier on it, and then that'll fix that problem. Because you can kind of see how it's just sticking out. It's like not even on that surface. Maybe we might do a shrink wrap modifier a little bit later, not right now. Got used to the Twitch only. Yeah, nah. Twitch doesn't really do much for me. So, YouTube's my main thing, just trying to hit that 100,000. Actually, let's have a look. If I click on this, and then we'll see where we are. Oops, here. And then we click on, nope, analytics. Let's see, what's the goal for tonight? Do I just go stuff it? We will stream until we hit a target. Can you load? Oof. All right, the target. The target number, 730. That's the target. I also got to look at some 3D stuff. I was talking to Lux Tyler about working together on some stuff. I assume you know who that is. If you know who Ian is. I know who Ian is, but yeah. Games, Twitch, YTV Creative. Yep. Okay, let's kind of continue on with that. I'm going to put an edge loop through here, here, and here. Let's go. Bring this around. I'm going to go GG. Make that straight and GG. Good enough. Do I now go V to rip? No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. Let's deselect that. What if I do V to rip now? It's interesting. There we go. What if we do E to extrude, Alt S? It's not really giving me exactly what I want. Maybe we do this. Let's go merge by distance. bring that all together again. And we go E to extrude, Alt S, and we'll just bring it in a little bit. Hoping that gives us that marker. The other thing that I was thinking about in the shower, Lux is his friend. Yeah, okay. He's got a pretty good system, I reckon. One thing that I was thinking about in the shower was, what if, like, the left-hand side of this cabin, I guess, this ship. Just going to grab that face there. The left side of this ship, this is going to be like here. What the? W. This side here is what's going to have him being able to walk through and such. Over here, this is going to be more the tank side. So that's something we haven't even spoken about, tanks. I mean, yeah, like how do we get the crud off? Because at the end of the day, we need to unpack any mining ore that kind of gets pulled in. I love it. I really got into SolidWorks and Fusion. I don't know, I've just been a Blender boy for who knows how long, but there's so many awful CAD packages, not gonna lie. I don't doubt that. I like this, I like this. This is looking good. I do... Just trying to think what else we can do. Yeah, where could this tank go? Do we make a tank here? And maybe we don't actually cut into the wall. So if I go like this and we get P separate by selection, let's get rid of the mirror modifier. Scale X0, scale X0, just making sure that it's all square. Oops, scale Z. And then what the tank could be, it could be almost like a cartridge, is what I'm thinking. So if we went something like that. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? It's like a cartridge. Let's grab this. Shift Z. Scale X. GY. And we'll do an E to extrude. Control LP separate by selection. I just want to focus on this piece here. Whoops, just this piece here. E to extrude. So then that way, that's kind of like the part that slides in. 0.002, just a small bevel here as well. Actually, unlike the fact that it's rounded. I speaking of which, I'm about to make filament dry out of food dehydrators. Yeah. Oh, I'm printing something at the moment. I forgot to check. Hopefully the printer's okay. So I want something that's kind of like, almost like a clamp that sits in here. So what I'm going to do is we'll grab this again, this piece, P separate by selection. U, bevel, 0.002. And then this is our clamp. Maybe what we can do is put an edge loop through here like so. I don't think I'm going to be like animating or anything with this. So come on. So I'm not going to be too concerned around like rigging it. It might be a good tutorial for later on to rig it. So that's always going to be the possibility. But for now, I don't think I'm going to rig it. But like with all models, kind of like hold on to it because you never know when it might come in handy. Nice, I like that. That's good. That bevel is a bit too much. 0.005, 0.002. Yeah, there we go. And then what we're trying to create is like a clamp that would sit in here. Like so. And so if we've got something like that, Shift DZ, Shift DZ. I'm going to select all that. Right click 3D to geometry. I guess this is going to get the 100 meters later. Get food. Responsible. Mike, welcome. That's great. Then we go into generate mirror modifier on that object. Interesting. I reckon to give this some extra shape, this is where we can give it the bulge. The bulge. The bulge. That's much better, I reckon. Here and here. Here and here. Mark sharp. Yeah, I'll approve that. Did I sleep all through Saturday? No. Kind of like, I've been really just thinking about this. Yeah, I've confused everyone. I feel like the kid at school that goes, today's Wednesday, but it's only Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. Let's go. Let's up into there. But yeah, it's great to know that you guys rely on Sunday nights so much. Oh, see? Even Smiley's here, all confused. Just kind of want to just put some more effort into this and also create opportunities for me to hit that August deadline of 100,000 subscribers. Because in August is 10 years on YouTube for me. So it would be great, copy to selected, it would be great to have that. I think that's not bad. I'm sitting with Emily, wrote a book right here, mate. Hey. Mark, hope you and the family are well. Yes. I'm not an Aussie though. Delta Quest are my favorite books. I've been reading, what am I reading at the moment? Or listening to? I'm all about the audiobooks. The current audiobook, CAD. The current audiobook that I'm listening to is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. It's not too bad. Dude, you've been a part of my life every Sunday for years. Yeah, actually, likewise. I've replicated the belt of the Deltron based on Mark. So, yeah, nice. Did you go to the fireworks tonight? No. Stuff that. I can't be stuffed. Yeah, no interest in that. Let's grab this. So, oops, just putting there. But yeah, now I want to finish this. I do think I'm going to go back into doing some VR development. And then see what happens with that. Because obviously the short film, I don't know. Yeah, like I was saying, the web series, it's cool, but I'm not feeling it right now, which is fair enough. It doesn't look too bad, I reckon. Let's just have a look from here. Obviously the sun's a little bit strong, but that's okay. I don't think it needs some sort of massive pipe to come through because it should be all internal. What I think it needs, let's do a V to rip, Control L, delete vertices. I'm just going to throw generate a mirror modifier on that puppy. There we go. So then that way I can just work on this section. Let's put an edge loop through there, I. And then we have E to extrude like this. Shift S, cursor to selected. Cylinder. And then I'm thinking of something like that. I reckon we make it a bit more smaller. And then we'll pull it out a bit. Pulled you out a bit too much. Yes, Quebec. Yes. I like that idea. Well, that's what she said. We drew one all with Belcon. Glorious. Lovely. 6 years later, with no interest gone, he took back the night and republished English editions. Yeah, okay. All right, I will have to try and remember to look into that. Hands up. Due to a cosmic error. Interesting. Let's go through and just create some kind of like paneling now. G, Y, here to here, I. We will delete those vertices, make sure we got clipping enabled. I can grab that, G to the X, and then we will simply do that, faces, and then pull it back. Adding like that. I reckon that there's just so much that needs to be added here. It just seems very boring, I guess. Let's quickly make a cutter. And we will do this, and we'll do this. GY, let's just focus on that. Scale. We're going to be cutting like this. So I'm going to do this, 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 and this. Control B. Noise. How's that looking? Shade smooth. Come on. Shift EZ. 0.1. Shift EZ 0.1. Shift EZ 0.1. And then that will come into here. Because I've got Bull Tool enabled, sarcasm in cat space. That's true. Sarcastic. I've been listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's been amazing. I'm so glad I came across that. I wonder why that's being a jerk. Boolean up the top, that's fine. Exact. There we go. Nice. So I'm not being too concerned. Thought this was a notification. It was, because I'm in Streamlabs, it comes up with the calendar, and I'm just so used to clicking on the left-hand side that when I went to start the stream, I'm like, where's my stream? Because I clicked on the wrong day. It is very interesting to know how many clocks I've broken today. Let's bring that one there. I reckon that looks pretty cool. That looks really nice. We might even then go nuts. Go nuts with the Booleans. Not being too concerned about poly count. I don't care. Let's go something like that, Control B. And then do this and this, thus and thus, Control B. Shift left click on that, Control numpad minus. How does that look? Disgusting. Let's make sure that that is exact, and that'll give us a little bit of shading issues. Maybe we can clean this up a little bit by putting an edge loop through there. And then Control B, and we'll put an edge loop here-ish maybe. Nice, that doesn't look bad. All clocks break at some point. It's only a matter of time. Oh. That's good, Leo. I take my hat off to you, good sir. Yeah, it's super interesting when we don't have to be worried about poly counts. It's just some of the stuff that we can do. I wouldn't mind though. What if we do that? E to extrude. Oops. Control B. Middle mouse. Control numpad minus. Suck that in. V to rip. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. Might do it just up the top here as well. Control B. Yeah, not really going for anything to reuse. I'm just going ham. That looks so nice. Hit like, share, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, do all that. What number did I say we're trying to go for? Nothing has climbed. Okay, all right. We are trying to get that 730 mark. I really like how this is looking. I wouldn't mind. I'm going to grab this piece. P separate by selection. Focus on that one. Let's get rid of the booleans. Get rid of the bevel. Get rid of the mirror. GG. C. And that's all I'm going to do. We'll do I to do an inset, I to do an inset there. Let's get the outside, select all, E to extrude. We'll delete those back faces. This now becomes light orange. GY. And so now if we just kind of start casting it back. Sweet ADL, thank you for the subscribe. Yes. Much appreciated. It's the small wins. That sun is a little bit annoying. That's okay. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of this backpack. Something needs to be done here, though. I mean, here. So we might have to build something through there, whether it be pipes or something. Immersion, welcome. Let's go Shift S cursor selected, and then we'll go ahead and throw in a cylinder. Hi to all those people on Twitch. Good 5 of you, which is great. On the shorts, there's pretty much no one on the vertical stream. So we have this now. Let's grab... Let's maybe do something like this. Shift right click, rotate, and then it goes in. There we go. Oh, right, yeah, I got to look at that. Someone on the Blender Discord was showing me their geometry node set up for doing pipes. I have to relook into that. It's not too bad. I think we might just go Shift S cursor selected. Let's throw in a plate. GY and E. Control L, Shift D, D, and then we'll pull that one up as well to the top. Yeah, nice. I like that. Oh, fancy tractor. You're going to make your work on my RTS stuff. I hate how good this looks. I know. It does look pretty good. Now, the biggest problem is going to be like baking it down if we want to get it into a game engine. I don't think it's going into a game engine, but it's more the fact that it does look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty chuffed about it. Let's go Shift D to duplicate. Just going to get rid of these bottom pieces. Control L, delete vertices. And we will follow that idea. Let's go here. Control Shift, oops, Control Numpad. And then that'll give us a little bit of indents and such in there. True, I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't Hmm. I don't like this piece here. What I do kind of want to do is this monstrosity. Don't like it. So let's get the knife tool, AC, cut through there. I'm going to go Control B to do a bevel, and then we'll delete that face. And now that's kind of created a bit of a slot there. Had two policemen knock on my door. They told me, "Is your what? It's your wife, sir. She looks like she's been hit by a bus." I told them I know, but she is good with the kids. I can't use that one. Do they provide the node setup? I have a few pipes. Yeah. I've got the node set up. That's good, Mark. I like that one. Okay, great. I like how that's going. Actually, we might just move that over, just so it's contained in that square here. Great. Great. Oh, I like the fact that there's this like little access panel in here. Let's go. Let me go I. Scale. I don't think this is going to work. Scale Y 0. GY. Scale Y 0. Okay. Scale Z 0 and scale Z 0. Okay, that's fine. So that means that that has worked successfully. One thing that I was thinking about is all the like armor bits should be this front section, but then back here is kind of like where all the mechanical parts are open, so you can see a lot more of the like greebly things on the inside. That was kind of like one of my ideas. I reckon it's going to hide, just so we can focus on this. And you know what? I just want to make this. I'm going to try and make this the best I can. Let's get some greebles in. Let's get some greebles in. Can we load, please? Small details like this is not a job for decals or textures. Yeah. Well, no. Depending what you're doing. Why are my things not loading? Depends on what you're doing. Like Star Citizen, everything is based off decals, and it looks amazing. Because I'm not intending on this getting into a game engine, I'm not too concerned around what everything kind of looks like at the moment. Greeble plates, no. So that's why I'm kind of going around this. I reckon this here would be a great example for an add-on like KitOps, where we're just trying to make something cool. The big problem is that I'm going to start rendering stuff in Unreal Engine, because that is the way to go as a renderer. Just for the fact is I was able to render 8,500 frames in 10 minutes at 4K. To me, that's amazing. So as much as I do like Blender and all the rendering stuff in here, I think I'm just going to have to start moving across to that, because the time saving is just off the chart. Oh my goodness. Let's go with a little bit more. Oh, that's a good piece. I like that one. Want that one. XX. And we'll get GZZ. Push that into there. Let's bring that over like so. Nice. That gives us that. So it all kind of like depends what you want. Nanite killed all the old methods, but you can't get like the materials that you make in Blender don't come across. You still have to kind of like bake that out, and then it's multiple texture maps and all that kind of stuff. So it is a bit of a catch-22, because then obviously you now spend more effort on the you know, the baking of materials and such. So yeah, it all depends on how patient you are, that's kind of cool, what are your limits, and so on and so forth. Copy material to selected, and then if we go into rendered view, yeah, see, that little nice piece looks great there. I think what it does need, maybe, is if I select this, and this, add a new material, this would be light orange, and we assign that. Then we have these kind of like little lights in here. If I'm sending a game, I high poly to low poly, cut down the mesh. Yep, completely agree. But then it's all about cleaning up the mesh and so on and so forth. So it's just, I just invert normals, and that's probably is not. Material is easy to recreate though. But does the material in Unreal Engine, and this is something I've got to do a little bit more deep diving in, does it have like edge detection, ambient occlusion? I think it might now. But it's all that kind of like PBR generated stuff. I'm not too sure if it does have that kind of stuff. Okay. I like this, I like this. Here we need something. I reckon we might need... Yeah, so this is why I'm just kind of like, just now dumping some of the stuff in there. Oh, that would be a great piece. Let's go. I know the piece that I'm looking for. Let's go into a simple greeble. Ooh, yes, this one. Rotate. Ooh, actually. No. Let's go X0. That's the middle of the ship, and we can make that nice and large. Great. Then that'll give us that. We can go, I don't think, what's that one? Ooh, hello. Let's grab that one there. And I'm actually going to flick that around to here. Yes. Let's go back in solid mode so I can actually see what I'm doing. That looks pretty cool. Make sure that we grab... Nope, you're not orange lights. You are material. And then we might just snake this out. Do a few of these. Control L. I to do an inset. Something along those lines. Delete vertices. And then I'm going to grab them. Control L. Someone just subscribed. Who was that? Bernard, welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a magical evening as we are here together, and I am making everyone's life confusing by streaming on a Saturday night. I would have done it last night as well, but I got home very late. So if we start having a look, let me just rotate the sun a bit. Yeah, that looks nice. Cool. I forgot about a node I use, but they have both. Yeah, so that's kind of like some of the problems. Okay, I'm really liking that. Yeah, now I'm just kind of like more focused on, you know, we've done the main shape. Now let's start putting things together to try and just... We're just trying to make a bit of an art piece now. That is the goal. Is we're just going for art. Once I'm done this, obviously, it'll go up onto Patreon. That has pretty much all my assets up there as well. What is that? There's some internal faces in there. That's very silly of you, Marco. Delete. Hang on. Delete faces. That has fixed all that up. Let's go into material, please. Control S. We can go file, clean up, purge unused data. Yes, delete that, please. Lovely. Great. And then we could put that there. And then this is kind of like our air scrubbing filters. So they sit like that. I do need some lights that sit on the top. I think that would be cool. Something needs to come up through here. Some sort of, it's like a vent or something. Let's go engines. Where's my vents? Vents. Vente. And then we might go, which one are you? You are great. I'm going to put you over there. I'm going to put you over there for now. That's got too many polys. What's that one? That's the one. I want that one. That can go here. Might need to chop that up a bit. Purely because I bring it in. GG, bring it to there. GG, bring it up to there. GG, bring it in line and bring it in line. GZZ. Here, E to extrude. Pull that back out. GYYXX. Nice, that is good. I like it. I like it a lot. Need to get in the habit of using snap faces instead of intersecting them like that. Are we talking about the vertices? Oh, I know. I remember you showing me this. I know what you're talking about. It is not tickling the brain in the slightest. Let's go. Something needs to come in under here. So maybe what we might do is just snap that in there. GYYXX. That'll give us that. User can go into that. Control S to save. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, we're going to have to apply the mirror modifier to everything. I did put these ladder rungs in the initial. Yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. I think we're good all on this. I like this intersection. Oh, wow. We have got an air vent in there. That looks pretty cool. So let's go. I'm going to grab this, this, and this. Shift D. Let's go GX. GG. And then we'll bring it back to something like that. GG. C. Let's then go ahead and bevel that puppy. And then this will give us something like that. Sorry, give me a sec. I will be back to you all. GX, E to extrude. Then what we might do is, let's do another I. Oops. GG. Nice and deep. Deep and wide. It's kind of cool. I'll buy that. I think if you add springs between the indented parts of your suspension, it would look sick. Yes. I think so as well. You mean, hang on, in these parts? Ooh. Why is it not showing the full screen? Ah, because you're watching the portrait mode. There is another stream that is showing the horizontal. Whoops. Weird. Let's go copy. So that one will take you to the horizontal. If you want to watch on YouTube over there on Twitch, I'm over there. Come say hi. Yeah, we could add springs. Okay. Let me go here. Shift A, mesh, gears. Hang on, let's have a look. Do I have springs? Extras. Minga spar, I don't know what that was. Simple star, beams, gemstones, pipe joints, worm gear. I think worm gear might be the next best one. Let's go with a worm gear. And then we can work off that. So, teeth. I need how many flutes? Does it say how many flutes? Teeth. I want 1 teeth. Let's go. Whoops. We'll go 32. I need pressure angle. It's that one. Row height, radius, 0.2. Nope. 0.1. Nope, I hate you. Oh, nope. 0.05. No. That's a 0.1. Oh, actually. What's this? 0.5. Nope, definitely not that one. What's 64? No, that's how high it is. Mako, I have a question. Let's say this Doomsday tractor you modeled is gone by introducing to a game. How would you go about with the model of the add-ons then? What? I'm assuming. Are you talking about like the greeble pieces? Is that what we're talking about? All right, whatever. Let's go. I'm just going to do this. Let's go X. And then we're going to grab. Ooh, I'm going to grab. What the? No, 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 no. Let's grab that. Delete faces. So now we've got this spiral. We have a spiral. Add-ons using in the fast. So the way, depending what you're using, you would create. So, for instance, this mining here. This would be what's called a socket in Unreal Engine. So that way, you know, if you to make your life easier, you would keep the same bone size. In terms of, it would go from here to this to this. So that would be the same, but then you can take the meshes out and swap them around. Then at the end of this bone would be another socket, and that socket there is what would be controlling this, like mining laser, for instance, and then that's how you'd be swapping it around. So you would have kind of like ultimately, like for instance, you know, this part here, you would have Shift A, mesh, empty, cube. Shift S, cursor selected, empty, cube. And then this here is your socket. So you know that whatever you model, you would put there. Thanks, buddy. Achimbing, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Doesn't happen very often. That is why. Thank you. With the, yeah, so that's how you would do the socket. So let's say you have to put them in an animation. Yeah, And so this is where kind of like if you think about Unreal Engine, the mannequin is the same. It's the same character. It's the same. It's not the same character. It is the same skeleton. So that means you can grab any animation and apply it to that skeleton. Doesn't matter what the mesh looks like on the outside. You're applying the same motion to that character. So that's where I helped you with using a curve. Oh, I did too, didn't I? I remember that now. All right, I got to think about that one. Yeah, I think I've overcomplicated this. Yeah, so you would have if everything has the same length, the same bone structure, that means it doesn't matter what the mesh looks like. You just slap on the mesh and you've got that motion. Yeah, I don't like this. You are very right. How did I do it last time? Curve. No springs. Nothing there. Profile. Spirals. I mean, technically we could do something like that. Do I... Let's go into here. Fill mode, none. I don't want to fill. Oh, jeez. Feeling the pinch now. Cyclic, there we go. Turn that one off. That'll come there. Cos, welcome to the stream. Rotate here. Shift S to selected. E to extrude. Rotate 90. Shift S. Selection to cursor. I hate you so much. Just go there, man. And then I'm pretty sure this is how we did it. So we go GZ.4, GZ.3, GZ.2. No, you're not meant to be twisting like that. Ah, you jerk. All right, let's do it a different way. Let's go delete face, delete vertices, delete face, delete face. We will do here, select that, V to rip. Then we can come up into that linear, connected only, GZ. There we go. That'll do that. Crud, how tall is that? Z, can I make this 0.2? Control A, apply scale. There we go. So now if I go Shift E, Z 0.2, select all, Shift E, Z 0.4, for instance. Then I can go merge by distance, scale, Shift Z, something like that. From here, I can now go convert to curve. That's now a curve. Then I can come down into here, go object, nope, round, depth. There we go. Right click. I think it's a little bit too much. Fill the caps, please. Fill caps. Nice. Then we can kind of start grabbing something like that. Let's go smooth. There we go. And then GZ to bring that up. Nice. Which is okay. Just going to Shift D, duplicate that. And then we'll see how right Spooky is, which he normally is quite right. Sorry, I'm looking at chat. I'm just trying to get this now. Because we know when Spooky says something, we try it. So I might just have to extend that a little bit. But as always, I'm pretty sure it's going to look awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. GZ. Because I was going to go hydraulics, but, you know, whatevs. I reckon what you would need to do as well to make this stand out even more. New material, it'd be something like a red. Bump that up, that roughness. Matte underscore red. Caps lock is on, absolutely wonderful. Matte underscore red. And then we'll go copy material to selected, Control S to save. And then we've got these here. Let me just move the sun out of the way. Can you just go away for a sec? Alt H. And then we've got, yeah, that's pretty cool. I hate you so much. What is our count at the moment? 24? Yes. 6 more. Let's go. 6 more and hit that target for tonight. Yeah, that's awesome. That looks great. That looks great. If there's any questions, let me know. I'll come back to them. I think we're missing here. I like that slot there. So I'm going to try and mimic that for now. So we'll go like something like this. Which way are we looking? Oops. Whoops. GG. No, can't do that. So put another edge loop through here. GG. And then do I to do an inset, I to do another inset. Oops. And then this will be able to be... pull that out. Here to here. F. P. GG. Something like this. GX. Maybe that's all it needs. We will get rid of that bevel because that bevel is inside. Get rid of the booleans. Get rid of the bevels. Maybe we might go scale on the y-axis. And then just go GX, just push in a smidgen. Let's come into here and GG. And pull that like so. Oh! Green Fox, haven't watched a lot, but how do you make those greebles? They're all pretty basic. There is a free downloading. You can download my greeble set for free, most of them. It's like 120 objects. What are your PC specs? I'm running a 5090. You know. So that's how I can stream and do this at the same time. Catch you next week. No, I'll be on tomorrow night. So if you're there, you're there. If not, I'll see you whenever. I can't wait to see the finished product. Yeah, I can't wait to see it either. yeah, I'm liking all that. This is great. This is great. But yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow night as well. Oh yeah, just the average, right? Yeah, I mean, they're not really flat. Look at this. This is just a cylinder with another cylinder around it. That's it. Let's just make these here. Copy the material to selected. Nice. I'm just going to put that spring off to the side. But I mean, it's looking nice. Do we have shading? I do have an ambient occlusion on there. Crazy. Let's do a color ramp in here. And then we're going to really bump up that ambient occlusion. Nice. Nice. Tomorrow we'll be there. Perfect. Great. All this needs to be done. Actually, I reckon not. Let's go like here. And then maybe we'll give it a brown color. That looks pretty cool. One thing that these tracks are they're not a sprocket, but I did see in there, can I select the wheel? If I go here, Control L, Shift S, cursor selected, I did see just before, Shift A, mesh, gear. I want a gear. Teeth, 64. That might be a bit too much. Let's go 32. Radius, okay, that's fine. Width, that's fine. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. There we go. Whoop, that's a bit ugly. Whoop, don't do that. Wait a minute. No, I need to pull like them back. Teeth, width, base. That's the base. That's the width. I hate you so much. Try that again. Gear. Gear. Richard Gear. Dendium. That's aha. That is actually almost what I wanted. Perfect. So let's go rotate on the y-axis. This isn't what I wanted. But it might be a case where we select this, Control B to do a bevel. Control B to do a bevel. Here. E to extrude, Alt S, and we just bring that in. Then we come in with this, move it to the side, scale on the x-axis. Because obviously tanks need to have that. Let's do a Shift D to the X. Through there. Select both of these, and we want to grab these inside wheels. Scale, Shift Y, Shift X. And we're just going to dump that all the way out. How does that look? I think once we get this and this, copy material to selected. That looks awesome. That looks good. Not going to lie, I'm pretty chuffed about that one. Matt, good morning from Argentina. Good evening. It's almost morning in Australia. That looks awesome. What? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Undo. I stuffed up. Bring it back. There we go. Scale, Shift X. Scale, Shift X. A little bit more. Done. Then we select that. Copy material to selected. Done. Let's have a look. What is the subscriber count? Did we get to 7th? Anywho, let's carry on. It kills me on the inside. So, technically, Shift S cursor selected. Oops, Shift. Oops. Shift S cursor selected. Nice. And then, yeah. Oh my goodness, come on. Let's put that in there. Guesstimate. Like so. Technically, scale Shift X. Ah, that's right. Now we do edge loop, Control B. Do another edge loop, Control B. Here and here, scale Shift X. Nice. Now, obviously, technically, the sizing here would have to be different, but whatevs. All I know is that that is looking tough. This, I don't know. I'm missing something there. I'm missing something. Maybe what we need to do is just throw some greebles along here. Complex. Oh, we haven't added any complex greebles yet. But maybe this is the perfect time to come in and add something complex. It's not bad. Whoops. Not bad at all. That, actually, that's pretty good. Let me just continue with that idea. Up here. I haven't put in a door yet, so that's going to be a future market problem very quickly. I feel like this one could probably go here. Something like so. GY. Here. Change that one to our material. Ooh. Hoochie mama. Springs are looking great. That's looking great. Just having these little, bits and bobs. I feel like something needs to be like a small little panel right here. Do I have anything to cover? No. Maybe we replace some of these panels with something like that. So you can go away, Control L, delete vertices. Then this kind of comes up in through there. Itchy hand. that we will convert to material. Then we can get rid of, like, for instance, this one, which I never liked. And then that can be replacing here. Just shut up. Okay, fine. That one can kind of go there. GX. Copy materials are selected. Whoo, this is looking good. It is looking good. Here. Yeah, look at that. Yes, please. No. That is looking suave, I think. This here needs to come. Something needs to come in here. So maybe even the fan. Rotate ZZ 90. Directly under that bit. Copy materials are selected. I think I'm pushing it too much. I think that one's too much. That one doesn't belong there. I think we're okay with this one. Maybe it comes up here. That one comes there, just a small part. Copy materials are selected. Yeah, how do we feel about that? To me, that is looking amazing. Fans should be on top, you reckon? Technically, I'm going to go against you on this one. Because if it's a mining tractor, you know that there's going to be space for air to flow out here. Where on top, you don't know. But technically then, like, the air should be being pushed back, so like an exhaust. So maybe then we get one of the vents. Grab that one there. And then it just sits in there. Then let's just quickly fix this up. Shift right click. Ladder, great idea. Love it. Yeah, a couple of big fans. There should be at the rear. Fine, majority wins. Got this big guy. Just some exhaust fans. Copy materials are selected. Rail for grabbing along the top slides, access panels. Yes. Yeah, I initially had just like a round bar. Oh, actually, no, I do have an image of that. Hang on. This one? Nope. this one. Nope. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I did take a screenshot of it. Pictures, screenshots. That one there. So I initially had them. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that. So, this is what the thing looked like at the start of the stream. This way, and then now we are here. Sick. But yeah, I completely agree with the Rails thing. Does it? Yeah, if we have a look at it. So the ship without any greebles, the ship with greebles. No greebles, plenty of greebles. It's good. It's good. I like what I've done. If you haven't already, whoever's here, new, consider subscribing. What is our number? There it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm pretty chuffed with that. Definitely, yeah, definitely his hand on. If you want to give it a worn look, bent in a few places, yep. No, I agree with that. Do we just? But we want to incest. Jeez. Recessed. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, that's not going to haunt me. Okay, let's grab that. Shift-Z. Here's a question. So, I made a tutorial on how to make clothes. Do we want more of them? I'll let that load in the background. Let's go P separate by selection. Yeah, so the question around that is, do we care? Let's go here. Merge last. Here. Merge last. Merge last. Control Shift B. Convert to curve. Let's go into here and we'll give it a little bit of thickness. Can I do that? V to rip. Nope, we'll just delete it all. Delete vertices. And then we'll go generate mirror modifier. Make sure we've got clipping enabled. GX. Clothes like banners and flags? No, clothes. Hang on. Oh, yeah. So I've gone to rendered view. Like stuff like this. Do we want to see more of them? I was thinking of doing a pair of pants. Just because, like, I don't want people just be wearing, like, collared shirt. Someone said, yeah, it's like Aussies in space. So I kind of wanted to make something that's semi-armor-ish in a way. And so I kind of like came up with this outfit. And then this is all generated. No add-ons as well, which is pretty cool. I was pretty chuffed about that. Let's go right-click, shade, smooth. And then also make sure we got fill caps. And then what we're going to have to do is add a bit extra there. That looks pretty cool. Copy materials is selected. This here is all wasted space. We haven't done anything there. So let's go. I feel like a complex greeble on the top. We'll do the trick. I reckon we go delete edge loops. That'll make it flat. Shift S cursor selected. U. Shift S selection to cursor. Sure. Okay, U and U. Control L. Ow. U. Grab all that. Grab all that. Control L. Delete vertices. I don't like that, which is fine. So maybe we just scale it in a bit. Scale Y. Yeah, perfect. Then we grab that. Oops. That. Copy to selected. It's pretty good. I have a ton of armor done for my thing. Need to learn how to simulate cloth for flags. Yeah, that's flags and such. That's not too bad. Why would you still need attractors in the future? Well, this is more like a mining tractor. So, yeah, initially the concepts were to go down like the tractor route, but now it's kind of evolved into doing some mining ships. Yeah, that looks awesome, that. I'm going to bring down the sun to like -4. Let's go. Put it back up to 10. We need some sort of like some lights that go up here. Let's go P separate by selected. And we'll put an edge loop through there. Delete faces. I reckon we go GY. Giawaya. Jabadiwancha. Scale Y 0. E to extrude, and then we'll pull it down. GZ. Something like that. Let's grab this edge and this edge. Control B. A multifunction, yeah. I completely agree. Night cow. Oh, geez. Needs a speed fin. I mean, I don't know how fast this thing's going to go. Here. Nope. Here. GG. And then this here. Add a new material. New. This is going to be light _ LED. And then that's going to be the emission. That's going to give us like an ever slight blue tinge. 100 strength. Assign. Shift S cursor. Select. Yep, that's fine. Can you go away? Shift A. Let's add in a light. An area light. See if we can line it up so it's something like so. I'm going to slot that puppy in there. Slot it like so. A little bit of a blue tinge. Power 500. Let's have a look. What is that looking like? Bring down the world light to 0. So these two have to move forward. This is, just rotate that around like so. That's kind of cool. Shift D to the, Shift D, go to the X, move it to there. That's cool. I like it. Did Subnautica 2 not get cancelled? Some details like shovels and crowbars and ropes. I like that idea. Would that be on the outside though? That I don't know. That's actually a really good point. I like that idea. Let's do, I like to do an inset. Let's go delete, delete, faces, GX, GG, GG, C. Do that. Then I'm going to grab this, Control B to do a bevel. All right, settle down. That'll give us that. I wouldn't mind maybe doing an inset here. Actually, let's do this. Here, 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 here. Arrow. Here, here, here. I. Something like this. Let's go grab these now. And we're going to go add a new material. And then these can be the orange lights as well. Assign. That looks like ugly. I won't deny that. Just going to clear up that mesh there that I made. So maybe we do a Shift D, GX, E to extrude, GG. No, you're a jerk, aren't you? Yeah, of course you are. That piece there, new material, light orange, assign. That'll give us that. Perfect. One of those backup alarms warning this vehicle is reversing. Never tried to make a sub before. Could be fun. Yeah, I've never tried that either. What are we at? Did we go up? We're actually worse than when we started tonight. That's great. Okay. What's the time? 12:15. Like this. Maybe let's grab these pieces. And then we'll go new material, and then we'll throw a light on that one. Yes. Is there anything we can attach here? That's a pipe. Maybe just that piece there. Assign. Not gonna lie, I am liking this quite considerably. -5. Shift S, cursor to selected. That is weird. Right click, set origin to geometry. Yep, can't do that. Shift S, cursor to world origin. Right click, set to 3D cursor. Perfect. I hope. Yeah, eventually you need lots of other greebles like chains, toe. Yeah. I think that's going to have to come in. Okay, go away, spring. I'm going to throw in some area lights. Let's just see. It's nice. This here, let's give it a bit of a bluey tinge. And then over here, that one there could be more of the orange tinge. And then Shift A, nope, not a spotlight. Shift A, area light. Just a bit of a soft area light. 50, 100, 50. You know what? You know what we need? Hi, I'm John Holler from John Holler's Used Haulers, and if you need a hauler, you give me a holler. John Holler's Used Haulers. How do GLB works? Is it just like a normal? Yeah, pretty much. I'm finding that GLB formats actually work better with Unreal Engine. I don't know. That's something I've got to play with a little bit more. So, but yeah, that is pretty cool. I think I'm going to call it a night now because I am wrecked. But I think what needs to be worked out is this mechanism in here. That needs some odd bits and pieces still need to be applied. Obviously textures and all that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty chuffed with what we got up to tonight. It does look pretty sick. Oh, the door. Still, hang on. I have a door. Done. It's got a door. Let's make that orange. Can I bring up the sun again? 0. Let's go rotate ZZ 180. Nice. That looks pretty cool. I almost feel like... let's go GY. Push that a little bit back. I almost feel like... that we should have this. I E O S, and then we create that, and then we assign, just so we've got kind of like this little itsy bitsy light through there. I think that looks great. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. Better at handling materials crossover than FBX. Yep, completely agree. Access is important, it is. So that's one thing I haven't even done is, I haven't even built onto there. The glass is super shiny. So yeah, that needs to be worked on. This all needs to be worked on. I mean, we could even... Now, I'm fairly happy with that. Cool. Let's call it on a night. I will see you guys tomorrow night in about 22, 21 hours. And then we'll go from there. So,